Welcome back. This is episode lucky number 13, and we are here in Haven, as you can see. And oh my god, the load time for this game, it's because it's a sandboxy game, but they're still so long. Like, I am seriously considering uninstalling this game and putting it on my solid state drive instead, just to make it a little bit faster. The good news is there aren't going to be that many load times unless we travel super frequently, so not a huge deal. So we are here in Haven, I guess because it's like the base camp thing, there's no party. What's this? Party member? Oh, Cassandra. Okay, so we can like talk to Cassandra here at camp, I guess.
Ugh.
Disgusted noise. Oh, you can flirt with her.
I think you need practice dummies made of sturdier stuff.
That would be nice.
Like maybe iron.
Did I do the right thing? What I have set in motion here could destroy everything I have revered my whole life. One day they may write about me as a traitor, a madwoman, a fool. And they may be right.
What does your faith tell you?
I believe you are innocent. I believe more is going on here than we can see.
I think you're right.
And I believe no one else cares to do anything about it. They will stand in the fire and complain that it is hot. But is this the Maker's will? I can only guess.
You don't think I'm the Herald of Andraste?
I think you were sent to help us. I hope you were. But the Maker's help takes many forms. Sometimes it's difficult to discern who it truly benefits, or how.
What's going to happen now?
Now, we deal with the Chantry's panic over you before they do even more harm. Then we close the breach. We are the only ones who can. After that, we find out who is responsible for this chaos, and we end them. And if there are consequences to be paid for what I have done, I pay them. I only pray the price is not too high.
Camera clipping through the training dummy there.
You didn't have any choice.
Didn't I?
No real choice, at least. Save the world or don't.
My trainers always said, Cassandra, you are too brash. You must think before you act. I see what must be done, and I do it. I see no point in running around in circles like a dog chasing its
I think
tail.
Bioware would definitely agree with that.
But I misjudged you in the beginning, did I not? I thought the answer was before me, clear as day. I cannot afford to be so careless again.
Can't say I'm not grateful to hear that.
I can be harsh, I know.
Harsh is good sometimes.
You've said you believe you're chosen. Does that mean you believe in the Maker?
Oh, interesting. I like they finally addressed this. No. If anything, she believes she's chosen by the elven gods.
I'm Dalish. I believe in our own gods.
And there's no room among your gods for one more? I suppose it doesn't matter now.
Fair point.
I have to believe we were put on this path for a reason, even if you do not. Now it simply remains to see where it leads us.
Wonder how the Chantry would feel about the Dalish accepting the Maker as one of their gods. I feel like to them, he is the only god, and they'll settle for nothing less. Anything else she has to say?
It occurs to me I don't actually know much about you.
What do you want to know?
I'm not sure. Where are you from?
I like that last conversation. It was more like cinematic than this one. This would be kind of cool if I could actually move the camera around, but
I thought you knew that.
I suppose I could ask Liliana. She has collected a frightening amount of information on you.
of course.
But I don't want to ask her. I want to hear it from you.
My clan never stayed in one place for long, though we primarily roamed the free marches.
Oh? I didn't think your people roamed that far north. But clearly I'm mistaken. I'm told some members of your clan might still be alive. Do you intend to go back?
that far north. I think the Dalish go all over Thedas, don't they? Like they go up to as far as to Winter, probably. Yeah, I think she has a duty to do now, and she's going to fulfill it, and probably enjoy doing so. But eventually, I think she'd like to return to her home.
I might, once this is done.
It will not be the same once you do.
I'd like to get to know you better.
You would?
Is that a problem?
Not entirely. I'm just curious as to your motivation.
You're a very suspicious person. You know that.
When it's warranted.
I can see why you have so many friends.
As you wish. My name is Cassandra Pentecost, daughter of the royal house of Navarra, 78th in line for the Navarran throne. I joined the Seekers of Truth as a young woman, and was with the Order until they withdrew from the Chantry. I remained as the Divine's right hand, carrying out her order to form the Inquisition. And here we are. That's all there is to know, my lady.
I thought Liliana was the Divine's right hand. Maybe she's the Divine's left hand? I don't know. I didn't know she was royalty, though. That's interesting. I wonder what Navarra... Is that like... I don't know, Austria or something? I'm not sure what medieval kingdom that was supposed to represent, if any.
You're a member of Navarra's royal family.
The Pentecosts are a very large clan. Half of Cumberland could say the same.
Really?
No, but it feels that way. I have hundreds of relatives so distant they need charts to prove we're related at all. And they have them. Oh yes. The Pentecosts value their precious blood like it runs with gold.
And you joined the Seekers to get away from them?
It was a life worth getting away from. The Pentecosts are famed for dragon hunting, but few actually pursue the craft. Most are fat and lazy. They pay lip service to the Maker and care only for idle pleasures and past glories. My brother was all that kept me in Navarra. Once he was gone, so was I.
I'm guessing that's going to be a conversation for later.
Tell me about your brother.
I would prefer not to speak of Anthony. Another time, perhaps.
Yep.
So you were the right hand to the Divine?
To Divine Justinia, yes. And Divine Beatrix before her, in fact. The position is normally reserved for Templars of the Knights Divine, but my circumstances were unusual.
Unusual how?
You don't know the story? Thank the Maker. I will tell you if you wish, but it isn't as exciting as some drum it up to be. The short version is that I once saved the previous Divine's life. My reward was becoming her right hand.
That's what I really want to know.
But what does a right hand do, exactly?
What is your hand capable of? It gives, it takes, it beckons. It makes a fist. Liliana and I extended the Divine's reach beyond the Grand Cathedral. We went where she could not. After Beatrix, I was tired of the position and wanted to return to the Seekers. But Justinia convinced me to stay. Her vision for the future gave me hope.
You thought she could really change things?
Justinia knew the war was coming long before it began. She tried to avert it, but the forces arrayed against her were too strong. Sometimes you have to break a bone so it can be reset. That's where the Inquisition comes in. It was to be the answer. A means to preserve as well as an agent for change. I only wish she had lived to see it.
I'll let you get back to work.
Alright, I don't want to spend all day talking to all my different companions, so I think we're just going to talk to her for now. And I'll come back to Solus and Varric some other time. But I do want to go to... Actually, we have this crafting quest. May as well get that finished. Learn a little bit about crafting.
If the Inquisition wants to field a decent cavalry, it needs better horses.
I
heard Seeker Pentecost might try to acquire suitable mounts from Master Dennis in the hinterland.
Yep, already working on it. So this is weapon crafting. To craft new armor or weapons, you need a schematic and enough materials. The schematic determines the appearance and potential power of the crafted item. The materials determine the specific stats and powers that will be added to the new item. Alright, so this seems very complicated, but that's not a bad thing. So we can create a mace. Each crafting schematic has one or more slots. Each slot accepts a specific number of materials of either metal, cloth, or leather. Fill all available slots to craft an item. There are 5 different types of crafting slots: utility, offense, defense, damage, and armor. The type of slot determines the stat that will be generated from the material placed in it. For example, placing iron in a defensive slot gives a bonus to melee defense, while putting it in the utility slot gives a bonus to strength. Experiment with different combinations of materials and slots to create unique items that fit your needs. Well, that's cool. It's going to take me a while to actually understand what I'm doing, but I like the idea of it. So we can make a staff blade, which is an upgrade, right? Not an actual... See, here we can make upgrades, and we can also make actual weapons. Just depending on the schematics we found, I guess. We can make an actual dagger, or just a hilt for an upgrade. Make a longbow. No shield schematics. Weapon runes. Okay, these are the runes. We have a frost rune, but we need more. We need a blank runestone and frost essences. So those are those essences we've been finding. And we have found quite a few, but I guess not 6 frost essences. I wouldn't mind making a staff upgrade. So I guess this is an appearance thing, right? And the materials you put in there. Alright. Each material has a predetermined stat value for each possible slot type, which you can view by examining the material. The final value of the stat coming from a slot is determined by multiplying this value by the number of materials placed in the slot. Is it unlimited? Can you use unlimited materials in it? Or is it 3 out of 2? Oh, so I guess, okay, because when I went back here, I see. 2 is the number of things you can put in the slot. And I guess 2, okay, so leather, there are different types of leathers, different types of metals. So there's ram leather, which gives you a flanking damage bonus. Canine leather, which is a slightly less flanking damage bonus. Dragonling scales are leather, which give you a sunder on hit. Critical chance. Critical chance could be good, because that activates my flashpoint ability. More critical chance, critical damage bonus. As a mage, I'm not too worried about flanking, so let's go with a critical chance. Let's think of them. Fennec is really easy to get, so let's get a Fennec. And then for the metals, we need 2 metals. They can give armor penetration, tons of Drakestone, attack, critical chance. Wouldn't mind having more critical chance. Why is this not? Oh, because I only have 1, and you need 2. Or guard damage bonus. Let's go with some Onyx for some, oh wait, Onyx is stagger on hit. I see, it just puts it at the bottom. So armor pen, attack, stagger on hit, or guard damage bonus. I guess attack? A better chance to hit. I'm not sure how many of the enemies I've been fighting have armor, so let's go ahead and go with that. Yay, we have a precise brutal element. And you can rename it even. Since it's just an upgrade, I'm not going to really worry about that. So it seems like you craft upgrades and then you put them on a staff to make it better. Alright. And this is, I think this... So this is utility and offense. This is offense and offense. Definitely better to go with the... Well, I don't know if I want to say definitely. Yeah, because utility could be good too, but yeah, like more stats, I guess. Is what that means. This is the offensive slot. Oh, maybe this is the utility slot. Heal on kill. Barrier damage bonus. Heal on kill. That could be nice actually to have heal on kill, because that way I don't have to use as many potions between battle. But okay, I'm not going to worry about this too much. I don't spend all day crafting. So
And what's that mean for you back in Arnsberg?
Honestly, about as
I
much as it
crafted
does
armor
here.
weapons. Apprentice coat arms. Is that a... What is that? Is it armor or is that like an upgrade? Must be like an upgrade. Modify. Okay, I see. Upgrading item adds the upgraded slots to the item slots. Right. You can freely remove and add. That's good. Alright, so I have my apprentice coat currently. And I just found these light arms, so I can equip the arms. I see. So I guess we should go ahead and select them. Okay, so I guess it like adds gloves to your outfit. That's kind of cool. And we got an achievement. Hard hitter. I guess from crafting. Alright. No upgrades available for that item. It looks kind of cool though. Too bad I can't wear it. And what about weapons? We have that staff upgrade now, right? Alright, so we have... Is this all weapons? What do you mean all weapons? Oh, there's a scroll wheel. See, this is so... Oh, like... It only shows 3 at a time, really? There's all this stuff, and it only shows 3 at a time. Alright, so we don't have any grips or any runes, but we do have a staff blade. So let's select this. And precise brutal element is the one we want. Confirm changes. We can actually customize our staff. That's pretty cool. I like that.
Looks fine.
And your staff actually has a blade on the back of it now. Nice. Ideally, I wouldn't probably want a blade, but for now, that's pretty cool. Alright, so this is the modification stations. These are the crafting stations. Let me just check this out, because if there's any cool light armors I can make. Sturdy apprentice mail or apprentice coat. This is what I have right now, right? Yeah, basically that's what I have now. I don't know what I like more. Not a huge fan of either. I'm not a fan of the colors here. If it was different colors, it might be okay. But I want to craft some things, so let's see. Lamb's wool gives us... What does Lamb's wool do? Oh, armor rating and effects. Okay, 81 armor rating. I don't have enough of this because you need 9 pieces. Silk gives 81 as well. I have 14 silk and more lamb's wool, so let's give it lamb's wool. And then basically a second slot, so we can get +4 magic, +6 willpower. Oh, I see, it's different color scarf it's making. +4 magic. So most of these are +4, but I did see a +6. +6 willpower. Yeah, let's go with that. And the colors are nice too. We have crafted mail. Sweet. Alright, now we can maybe upgrade that at the upgrade station. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. I have the apprentice coat right now. Alright, no upgrades available for this item. Why are there upgrades available for this item? I guess it has different slots. It has... This has arms and legs too. Oh, I guess, can I... Wait a minute, I just made these arms. So let's remove this upgrade from here. And then... This has much better armor rating. And +6 willpower. This has spirit resistance. So yeah, this is definitely a better set of gear. Which is good. Crafted gear should be better than most gear you can find. Except like unique gear maybe. Firm. So kind of a clunky interface to crafting, but I'm getting the hang of it. Alright. So that's enough crafting there. Let's go to the war table before I do anything else. And we can always finish the rest. See, could help explore Haven and meet some of the Inquisitions. Okay, because we have to talk to the actual crafting masters. I see. Well, we'll do that in a bit. Oh, Cullen's here. That's right, we met Cullen before. Okay. Go Josephine, and this is the war room. Which we have to go to anyway for, thought this was the war room, I guess not. Oh, this is just the gate. We have to go to the war room anyway, both to do our upgrades we're trying to work on, and as well as actually advancing the main quest. So, yeah, I had the 4 out of 4 power required, but I still need to travel to Val Royeaux and go to the war room. So I'm going to go to the war room now, see what's going on, but I'll probably wait on Val Royeaux a bit.
Your kind killed the most holy. Lies. Your kind let her die. Shut your mouth, mate!
Enough!
Knight Captain.
That is not my title. We are not Templars any longer. We are all part of the Inquisition.
And what does that mean exactly?
Look who's here.
Back already, Chancellor. Haven't you done enough?
I'm curious, Commander, as to how your Inquisition and its herald will restore order as you've promised.
Of course you are. Back to your duties, all of you.
Well, appreciate that, Cullen. There's the breach. So I guess it can be closed the same way a rift can, but obviously it's of a different nature. It's not just a very large rift up in the sky, because it seems to be the source of the other rifts. So, for one thing, how do we get up there to get to it? And once we get up there, is it as simple as holding up my mark to the rift? Or to the breach? Probably not. Those stones are there. I feel like they're going to come in important, because that's... I mean, I don't know what they are, pieces of the mountain or whatever, but... Must be a place to stand if... I don't know. Suppose we'll find out in due time. How's it going, Cullen?
Mages and Templars were already at war. Now they're blaming each other for the Divine's death.
Which is why we require a proper authority to guide them back to order.
Who? You? Random clerics who weren't important enough to be at the Conclave?
The Rebel Inquisition and its so-called Herald of Andraste? I think not.
Yeah, okay,
If the proper authority hadn't completely failed, the Conclave wouldn't have been needed.
So you suggest I blame the Chantry and exalt a murderer? What of justice?
That won't help restore order in the here and now.
And I'm not a murderer, for the record.
Order will never be restored so long as this rebellion is allowed to fester.
I do wonder why, like, it can't be a coincidence that, well, I guess it could. It would just be an unlikely coincidence. That I could see the Temple of Andraste as being the location where the ritual was performed to open up the breach. Because of all the red lyrium there, or the corrupted lyrium. That part kind of makes sense. But the fact that the timing of it happened right when everybody was there, it seems like somebody... Was it just collateral damage, or more likely, was it 2 birds with 1 stone? Somebody wanted to open the breach as well as kill everyone there. Because like they said, there are much easier ways to make a bomb than to open up a giant tear in the veil. So obviously the forces behind this, whether or not they wanted the Divine and everyone there dead, I mean, it sure didn't hurt their goals. Their main goal had to be opening the breach.
Remind me why you're allowing the Chancellor to stay?
Clearly, your Templar knows where to draw the line.
He's toothless. There's no point turning him into a martyr simply because he runs at the mouth. The Chancellor's a good indicator of what to expect in Val Royeaux, however.
I look forward to going there more every day.
How widespread is the violence between mages and Templars?
Impossible to say.
Your organization flouting the Chantry's authority will not help matters.
With the Conclave destroyed, I imagine the war between mages and Templars is renewed with interest.
See, I really was thinking this game was going to be like because first the mages were on their own against the Templars and the Chantry and everybody else, but then it turned out the Templars rebelled as well to fight the mages. So I figured that we would be working as an Inquisition on behalf of the Divine to try to stop both the mages and the Templars. But it seems there are now actually 4 factions: mages, Templars, Chantry without a Divine, and our Inquisition.
The mages and Templars are fighting even though we don't know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
Exactly why all this should be left to a new Divine. If you are innocent, the Chantry will establish it as so.
Yeah, because that's worked
Or
in the
we'll be
past so
happy
well.
to use someone as a scapegoat.
You think nobody cares about the truth? We all grieve Justinia's loss.
But you won't grieve if the Herald of Andraste is conveniently swept under a carpet.
I'll make sure they see reason in Val Royeaux.
I pray you're right.
Okay. Let me equip my armor that I just made. Can I actually wear heavy armor? No. Alright. Yep, definitely a much better piece of armor. We still need to craft some legs or find some leg upgrades. But I guess we don't have any schematics for leg upgrades right now is the issue there. Alright. Yeah. It's not great, but it's something different. Yeah, the color scheme is just so weird, all that bright yellow. Wouldn't mind it as much if it didn't have that. Alright, let's go into the war room and talk to Liliana.
When there was no sky maker, you were the sky. When there was no earth, you were the earth.
We've been down there, I'm pretty sure.
You were everything.
So I guess the word earth still exists here. That's always a big question in like fantasy worlds. I think usually earth is just meant to mean soil, not like the earth. She definitely said earth. Hey Mother Giselle, how have you been? Glad you made it.
Greetings, Herald of Andraste. How fares your quest to seal the breach?
Damn divine. I'm gonna say people are frustrating her, because I think she'd be frustrated by like the Chancellor.
Not as well as it should. How can people focus on trivialities when faced with the breach?
Yeah, that's something she would say.
It's easy for us to imagine that mundane matters fall aside in tumultuous times. The Chant of Light does not speak of feeding troops or arranging meetings or any such mundane concerns. But every organizational detail you contend with, Andraste herself once faced. These trivialities are steps on your path to victory, even if history never remembers them.
You realize that I follow my people's gods, not the Maker.
Fair enough. But Andraste lived, and her deeds, however shrouded by myth, have their basis in fact.
This is
If
true.
you do not believe the Chant of Light, at least consider it a map of the dangers you might face. In any case, I pray this Inquisition proves less brutal than its predecessor.
I still want to know more about that. Maybe she can tell me.
Do you know who the Grand Clerics will choose as the next Divine?
It is a difficult decision. All the obvious candidates perished with Divine Justinia at the Conclave. The Grand Clerics are terrified of the Inquisition. They will not decide soon, and I fear they will
Wonder
not
how many are
decide
left.
wisely. Whoever is chosen needs the Inquisition's support. No one else seems likely to seal the breach.
Depends who they choose, I guess. Because Althena is dead. The Grand Cleric in Denerim seemed like an idiot, but she's probably alive. I don't think there are that many Grand Clerics. I'm not really... Actually, I think I read it somewhere in the Codex entry, like back in Origins, but I don't remember. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't remember.
How are the people doing after what happened at the Conclave?
They are scared, of course. Many have lost homes or loved ones. I doubt many will sleep well until you have sealed the breach.
Working on
I
it.
have offered what help I can. The rest is for the Inquisition. What more do you wish to know?
What are you doing to help these people?
My sisters and I have been tending to the injured as best we are able.
Magic would do better.
Some refugees come with food, while others arrive empty-handed. I have helped ensure that all have enough to eat. Beyond that, many simply wish the familiar comfort of the Chant of Light. It is little enough work to offer some comfort to those in pain.
So you sing to them, I guess.
Do you have information on people elsewhere?
The refugees in the hinterlands are desperate. Without help, starvation or war will claim many lives.
Working on that too.
Villagers in Crestwood are besieged by their own dead. They have sent word begging for assistance.
First I heard of that.
People are vanishing in the hills of Emprise de Lyon. It may be demons or something worse, but they are terrified. More than that I cannot say. It is a chaotic time for all in Olay and Ferelden.
Well, good to know. I guess, yeah, it makes sense with the Veiltorn. You think there'd be more undead walking around. I haven't really faced any undead yet. Because that's how spirits get into this world, and when they get here, they often inhabit dead bodies, unable to distinguish between the living and the dead.
How are the villagers in Haven doing?
They are terrified. Many of them came here because the war between the mages and the Templars destroyed their homes. In their minds, the death of a divine has destroyed any chance of peace. To that, add the breach. Farmers have fled their fields. If we do not restore order, half of Thedas may starve.
Farewell.
Until next time.
So were those rumors she mentioned new quests? Not sure. Alright. Let's summon the War Council and see what our next objective is. Alright, so I did read a little bit about this, but at some point I was like, I think it's going to be better just to actually like look and do it as I go. So it seems like, okay, me, Cassandra, Liliana, Cullen, and that other lady that I forget about are the people in charge here. Okay. You now have access to missions. Mission operations take time and bring the Inquisition resources and rewards. Only one mission per advisor can be active at a time. Some missions have a preferred type, which results in less time required when undertaken by the associated advisor. Missions may also provide different rewards depending on which advisor completes them. Alright. Special train. Okay, so. Can I click on the map at all? No. Now.
Chancellor Roderick came to speak with me. Could you try not to antagonize him?
If I offend the man so easily, perhaps he should try leaving me alone.
I don't know what these things are. Are these areas we can go to eventually? Is that Haven or is that Haven? That's not Haven. That's already an overlay. The Dales. That'd be cool to go there. Ancient home of the Dalish. Yeah, I don't know what those mean. Alright, so looked at this before. Inquisition perks. We can choose 2 perks and we have 27 power. But if I go back, does that just leave this? I don't want to leave this menu. Orlais. So this is the map of Orlais. Investigate the shards. So these are, okay, those are quests, I guess, okay. This is our next mission. Advance the Chantry, address the Chantry in Val Royeaux, and that costs 4 power. So I'm guessing there's not enough available at this point in the game that you could use up all your power and not have enough left to go with the main quest. Can I look into this? What is this? Sister Liliana. The shards acquired by the Herald of Andraste are unlike anything I've encountered. Though ancient origin, few have been recovered before now. The breach must have disrupted whichever ancient magic was concealing them from view. Did I find all of them? I didn't realize I found all of them. I've heard of one scroll that mentions the shards. It belonged to the Circle Tower in Markham. Is that, I guess, in Western Orlais? After the circles fell, the Sorrel family seized many of the valuables as compensation for donations made after their mage son was taken there. They intended to sell the scroll along with everything else at private auction. Enchanter Renauld. Hastily scrawled below. Josephine, if this ancient magic is tied to the breach, or can offer some advantage against it, we need to know. Can you get us into that auction? Alright. So you can send your forces, which I guess is Cullen, Liliana's secrets cannot participate, or the ambassador lady. An auction, I think connections would be better. How do I actually do it though? Could I click on it again? There we go. And that takes real world time. I believe up to 24 hours. Alright, Sister Liliana, or is it? See, there's 2 types, one that takes time in real life and one that are instantaneous. Well, thanks to our Lady Ambassador, I was able to study the scroll. The reference is vague, but it implies a connection to a temple, possibly elven. An oasis on the western approach. Alright, so I guess I have to go. New area unlocked. Would you like to gather your party and venture now? Not now. We'll do that later. I'm not sure if there's a level restriction to that. So we completed this. So if I do this now, yeah, fast travel, okay. Just making sure I understand this. And I don't want to do, well, is this a, click on this note, but I'll accidentally start it. It's okay, there's no investigation here, we just have to go if we go. The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical. Attempts to gather allies against the breach have been rebuffed. And at this moment, we cannot step foot into the capital without being attacked by a mob or arrested. We must convince the Chantry to permit us entry into the city so we can show them the Herald of Andraste is not the monster they believe. Recommended levels. I hit select. Do I go there? Probably not, because it's not fast travel, it's select. So what does that do?
Having the Herald address the clerics is not a terrible idea.
You can't be serious.
Mother Giselle isn't wrong. At the moment, the Chantry's only strength is that they are united in opinion.
And we should ignore the danger to the Herald.
Let's ask her.
What can they do? It's just talk. Don't underestimate the power of their words. An angry mob will do you in just as quickly as a blade.
They may have blades if they're
I
angry
will
mob.
go with her. Mother Giselle said she could provide us names. Use them.
But why? This is nothing but a...
What choice do we have, Liliana? Right now, we can't approach anyone for help with the breach.
The interjection was
Use what
delayed too much.
influence we have to call the clerics together. Once they are ready, we will see this through.
Alright, so... The remaining Chantry clerics have declared the Inquisition heretical, attempts to gather allies. Yeah, we read that already. So if I hit confirm, I guess she's the only one that can do it. I'm still not really getting all this yet. I don't want to start this quest by accident, but I want to make sure like it's unlocked and ready to go when we are at that point. I may have just confirmed it. Okay. So I guess we're going to advance the main quest anyway. Didn't expect to be doing that this episode, but alright. We're going to have a long loading screen now, so I'm going to apologize for that in advance. Bruiser. A warrior wielding a great blade strikes terror into common soldiers, but to Chevalier, he is no greater danger than any other opponent. A skilled warrior is struck down by a maul or a battle axe in one of three cases. In the first, he is taken unawares in the heat of battle. In the second, he cannot evade the blow because of the nature of the battlefield or his own injuries. And in the third and most... Okay. See, this is the annoying part where the loading screen ends, but I still have this black screen for another, like, 30 seconds. So I can't even read things to you guys to keep you entertained. But, yeah, I kind of didn't want to... I wanted to finish the hinterlands before we did this, but I might leave and go back and then come back here once we're ready. But this is it. Val Royeaux.
The city still mourns.
The death of their divine. Very French.
Just a guess, Seeker, but I think they all know who we are.
Your skills of observation never fail to impress me, Varric.
I hear the bells.
My Lady Herald.
You're one of Leliana's people. What have you found?
The Chantry mothers await you, but so do a great many Templars.
I am an
There are
apostate.
Templars here?
People seem to think the Templars will protect them from the Inquisition. They're gathering on the other side of the market. I think that's where the Templars intend to meet you.
Only one thing to do, then.
All right.
They wish to protect the people? From us?
They can certainly try.
We don't want a pitched battle in the middle of Val Royeaux.
That's their choice, isn't it?
You think the Order's return to the fold, maybe? To deal with us upstarts?
I know Lord Seeker Lucius. I can't imagine him coming to the Chantry's defense. Not after all that's occurred. Return to Haven. Someone will need to inform them if we are delayed.
As you say, my lady.
I guess, right, so she's turned back. I guess the Lord Seeker is the head of the Templars. What is this, though? This little plaque. The avenue of her reflective thought. Our Lady and the actors of her rise and fall. Her message and visage are worth repeating. Alright, I guess we can't really leave now, because the gate's closed. But that's okay, now that we're here, we might as well keep going. I'm going to end the episode here, though, so we'll have to get back to the war table and finish all of that at a later date, and, as well as our crafting and everything else we have to do in Haven. And then I also want to finish the hinterlands before we get too deep into Val Royeaux. But I do want to at least start this part of the main quest, and we are at level 6, and it said 4 to 7 was the recommended level range, so we should be good to go. So, yeah, hopefully this has been a well, not an exciting episode because not much happened, but at least a good setup for the next episode. So stay tuned.